Hey guys, welcome back to Lord of the Rings Rise to War. This is Zane's Mobile. Today we're going to be getting right into Eomer. He's one of my favorite commanders in the game. So the reason why he's my favorite, one of my favorites, because first of all, he looks cool, but second of all, he's like the perfect balanced commander in the game. He's not like great, but he's not shitty either. And that's why I love him. I feel like he's like a commander that's in the game that people... like the game devs should really base their characters that they release off of and fight with him, because he's one of those commanders. And what makes him such a great commander is that he's able to adapt to whatever equipment, to whatever play style. He could do commander damage, he could do troop buffing, he could do a mix of both, he could do just a variety of it. And what's great is he does both those sections good, right? He does them good, but he doesn't do them great. And when you combine them both together, you can make some pretty wacky stuff with him. So I obviously love my Eomer. So let's get right into him. Eomer. I don't know how to pronounce it. So obviously I switched out of equipment because I'm testing with Aragon. But anyways, a lot of people would say, oh, buff him with speed. Get him speed. And I say, yes, that is an option. But I have found my Eomer to be performing better with high defense, high damage resistance with his first skill trees. So right now I got his accessory weapon, Gwenethine, which, beautiful weapon. 30 might, 30 speed, 6 damage from his attack. And then the first damage he does each round will be buffed by 10%. So on round 1, he's only going to do a normal attack, and that's going to do another hit for 10%. That normal attack is going to do 10%. On round 2, if you have swing's going to hit one target and hit the other target if there's 2 targets, for an extra 10% damage added onto that. And plus, it's good also versus good side. If you're fighting Lothlorien, any like tier 4 range units or elves, like people who rely on range units like a Gandalf, this allows you, his speed will allow you to target or to primary those range units unless they have something taking the hit for them, which is just devastating when you come across. Not very good against evil, since there's not a lot of evil commanders that do like range sniper units. Maybe the new tier 3, she's really nasty, but who knows? Very solid, very good versus good side. So the equipment that I would recommend that I have on him is I have high damage, I kind of have like a hybrid. It's weird. I have army defense, army damage received, army defense, army damage received. They're receiving less damage, and they're getting about 30 defense after they're upgraded. And then it's not the one that I want for him. I would like a better accessory item. I kind of regret getting rid of an accessory item that gives like your mounted units plus 6 attack and plus 3 HP. No, plus 6 HP and plus 3 attack. I kind of regret scrapping that, but I really don't, because, I mean, come on. This is really strong for commanders. Just solid. All right, so let's get right into his stats. So he's a balanced commander. That's good, because he's balanced. You want a balanced commander. And the reason why, so he gets 25 might, 25 speed, focus, and 2 skill points. I love my skill points. His might level is really good. I think his might it's on par with some of the damage dealing commanders. So it's not like 2.4, but it's still good enough to compete. And that's what I love about his damage, his might output, is because it's still nice to have that 15%, right around there. And by the time he's upgraded and I'm done with him, he's going to be around about 350 might, which isn't, the crazy 400 plus might some of the Dwarven commanders can get, but it's still good enough to, to hang with the damage dealers. His focus stat, not very good, but he doesn't have any skills that's buffed by his focus stat. So you really don't want to worry about that one too much. And then his speed set. Now, there's a lot of people are going to say, Zane, speed, 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 speed. I've tried that. I've tried dumping everything into speed. I got his speed up to every time he hit, he would do 600, right? Hold on, 3, 4, 5. He would do 500%. I got it to after the Mark of the Marshal hit and gave the 100 buff. I had it doing about 500% damage. But the skill has been really lacking for me lately. I don't know what it is, but it just hasn't been hitting as hard as it used to. Maybe because they're, I don't know. Who knows? I don't know what's going on with it. So personally, I think I'm good. Speed's already good enough. It's right around 350 by the time you get all your equipment and stats. Right around there. So it's very, and level 50. It's very, these will both be 350, and that maybe will be 180, which is fine. Good, solid base stats. Let's go into his skills. So there are like 4 different ways to build this dude. My personal tree is the first skill trees, and then I'll just dump the rest into his damage output. I love his first 2 skill trees. I love his first. I'm gonna say it again. I love his first 2 skill trees. These 2 synergize well. This synergizes well with his speed. Gives him really his mountain units like 30. It gives him like 40 to 50% damage increase, which is really good. And with the new elite skills, you could get it like basically round 1 if you have them set up properly, instead of waiting the full 3 rounds. I have Riding Excellency minus 14% plus the 12% I already have on him, so that's giving me a 26% damage decrease just throughout the entire match. Plus you're running mounted units, so now you're getting 36% damage decrease just throughout the entire battle, and I love that. Just 36% damage decrease. Thank you. I'll take it. Another thing is I love his swing ability. I feel like swing is a really strong ability. So it's definitely a solid damaging perk, especially it pairs well with his accessory since it hits twice for 10%. It's really nice. And then I have a strange one. I have his army defense all the way up, but when I do get him when I do get him to level 50, I am going to take some points away from these 2 and probably make that like 10% and like take a point away from that, point or 2 from that, and then take a point or 2 from that, so I can max out edgewise, because I gotta clear out about 5 points, unless I get him evolved again to his next skill. But so I have this upgraded and gain extra speed, so he has that extra damage, which is worth the sacrifice since you just do so much commander damage, and it's worth like sucking out some of your defense points and damage points since you already have so many of it. So a lot of people, there's another build that you could do with him. You could go all in on his damage build. You don't touch this. You don't touch this. You don't touch the 2 defensive skills. You touch this, and just do these skill trees, which I don't mind. I don't mind those skills, but they're more of a one-shot pony trick, and it's like I really didn't see him performing that well, because his 10% from his sword is only granted to one of these attacks. So whatever one you pick first is only be 10%. And Cold of the Weak is one of the weaker round 1 damaging skills. Attack Vitals is good, but it depends entirely on your luck. So I don't recommend it. And I do think that just skill trees like this, you got 1.3% for your 1 skill point. So you're not even getting 2% for your skill point cost. So I feel like this is more of just like a last resort. You just dump the rest of your points into. Like I said, I'm gonna max it out just because of that speed bonus and get that 20%. I'm not a fan of the healing perks. It only heals about 30 to 50k depending on what happens and in the match, and it's just for 15 points. I just don't think that's enough healing for him. And I know it's locked behind a really good skill, flanking, which is another fantastic damage skill, and it's also locked behind mounted combat, which with the new elite skills it's really elevated. But the person who really benefits from that is Theoden, not Eomer, because Theoden is, relies on buffing his army and relying on his army to do damage, and he kind of does both. Like he would do 150 damage, and then his army will do 150 damage. So it's you know what I mean. So it's like it's right around there. But another build that I was testing out earlier was dump points into. I'll just show you guys it real quick. I'll just reset it. It's whatever. It's fine. So another skill I was testing out earlier was just you upgrade Rohirrim all the way. You put like 1 point into that, not all the points, and then you put more points into that, and then you do Eldaron Leader. But like I said, it doesn't heal that much. Old Leader, I don't know what it's called. Okay, and you upgrade. You know, this is the skill tree that I was trying, and this is the skill tree that I'd recommend if you have a Theoden on. If I were you guys, just because it's just really strong on Theoden. And then I would dump the rest of the points just into damage reduction, or I would dump the rest of the points first into this. 10% is fine. And then you just dump the rest of the points into this, gaining that initial damage and buff. But this does too much damage. It's 500. This does 480. So it's like, you see what I mean? It's like this skill does almost as much damage as this skill, like, but it costs 8 points less to use. And plus it prioritizes range units, which makes them even more lethal towards those unprotected range units. And that was my idea in theory. And you basically just, you rely on the 336 of cleave, the 480% of that, and then you just rely on healing. That's another potential build, and like you have this continually buffing this, and this would probably be like 300-400% damage by the time you dump the rest of your points into it, and that's in theory. But then you do get rid of swing and you get rid of your damage potential. But that's this is a theory build that I did. I didn't like it. I still do prefer just the old, just, you know what I mean, straight up, just high defense, high, because it makes your mounted units really tanky, and I think that's the best. So those are his skills. Now, how does he perform on the battlefield? I'd say on a scale of 1 to 10, he performs right around an 8. So the reason why I'm having a hard time figuring out how well he performs is because I do think that he's really weak to burst damage people. Witch King, I've never beat a Witch King without protection, like proper burn protection. I've beaten other Theodens before, but it just, with the new elite skills, I think they didn't buff him as a commander as much as it did other commanders. But he's still a solid commander in my book. I really do think that. And the reason why I think he's really good is that he's like the perfect balance commander. So if you have him unlocked and you don't have a lot of money to be spending into this game, he's perfect. He's perfect for that. He's perfect for being able to just hold his own. He's like a perfect balanced commander. And what's great is you don't need him at a high rank level. You just need the first 2 skill trees. And he's just great. He doesn't do like fantastic. Okay, don't get me wrong. He's not like the #1 tier 2 commander, but he's definitely top 5 on the good side list. He does perform very excellent, and his adaptability and his cheapness of being a tier 2 just makes him just a marvel to work with and to play with. And yeah, so that's my review. This is Zane's Mobile. So if you guys enjoy the video or like the video, subscribe to my channel. We just got done with hitting our 10 subscriber goal. So now my next goal is now 100. So, and this is just in a month. I got 15 subscribers in a month. So I cannot wait until we get there. So thank you guys all so much for watching. This is Zane's Mobile. You guys have a good one.